Hello friends, I'm Gaurav here from LogicTunes, and in this video tutorial we are going to learn about the operators in C. Okay, so the operators, as we already know that the computer does is that it takes the information and the syntaxes and then operates it, right? So there are many operators that we use in our arithmetical and logical unit to process our programs. So here at first we are going to learn about uh, the arithmetic operators in C. Okay, so we are going to use the arithmetic operators, let's say arith operators, and under those operators there are such operators like plus, minus, that is the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the modulus operators. Okay, so let's see how we use these operators and process our programs. Fine. So now we already have our main function here, as in the previous lectures we discussed how important it is to define everything under the main, and on the further programs we are going to include this main functions like this only. And so now we begin with our taking the variables. Okay, so here we are going to add, multiply, subtract, divide the numeric values inside the C program. So we use the data type as int, and let's say we have some variables like a, b, and c. Okay, and now let's give some values to the a, such as take it as 20, and b, take it as 4, or you may say 5. Fine. And now we wanted that the logic says that we already defined the data types of the variables, and now we define the values of the variables, and now we are going to add or subtract or use different operators under this C variable. Okay, so here C, for the addition we are going to use that C is equal to A plus B. Okay, now let's check what we get the result as C equals to A plus B. Okay, fine. Now to print it out, we know we have to write printf, and then we can write addition is equal to percentage B. Fine. And here we write C as our variable to display there. So now let's save this project. Save this project like uh, we are using arith.c. Okay, and now after saving this, let's compile this project with the control F9, and says an error undefined reference printf. Okay, say I missed the t here. Fine, now save it, control F9. Okay, and now press control F10 to compile the process, and here we get the addition of a plus b as 25. So our result here is 25 as expected, right? So now we can change it to different operators, like we are going to include some more variables here, like we are going to include d here now, comma d, and now d is equals to a minus b. Fine. And similarly we can print the d as like this. The subtraction is equals to d. One more thing I wanted to include is the backslash n. Okay, to separate those two lines. Control S, control F9, and the compilation, uh, because yeah. So now we compile it, control F9, the compilation is cool, and now control F10. So here it says the addition is 25 and subtraction is 15. Cool. We wanted the same result, right? Now include one another variable here as e, and let's say e is nothing but a multiplied by b. Okay, and so now let's print e2, and to print it like that we say multiplication is percent %d percent %n, and here the value will be e. Okay, so now compile it, compilation is cool, F10, and the multiplication says that the value is 100. Okay, so all the operators are working cool. For the next operator of division we take ef as a variable. Okay, so f is equals to nothing but a divided by b. Fine. So now we say to print it like this, we need division here, division and F. Okay, so now it is control F9, control F10, and it says the division is 4. Fine. And also now let's say we take a variable g, okay, and now defining the g as equals to a modulus of b. Now before printing this, I wanted to tell you what is the specialty about this modulus operator is. What this modulus operator does, in the previous operator we divided a by b, okay, because 20 is exactly divisible by 5 and no remainder remains, that means that the remainder will be 0. So in this case, if I divide a modulus of b, the remainder will be 0. And this modulus gives the remainder between a and b. Okay, so we use this modulus operator whether to check if the number is exactly divisible by the other number or it gives any uh, remainder. Okay, so by this way we can check if the number is completely divisible by the other number. So check it like remainder is send b and here we say g. Okay, so as expected the answer will be 0. Fine, so let us save it, let us compile it, and finally let us print it out. And here we know as we defined the remainder is 0. Okay, because 5 is completely divisible by 20. Okay, so now let us change the value of a and b and let's see what is going to happen. So let us take it as 45 and then change it to something like 7. Okay, now let's save it as and compile it and then run it. Okay, so now you can see as 45 is not completely divisible by 7. Okay, as we know what is completely divisible by 7 is 42. So here we got 3 as a remainder. Okay, so this way we use the basic arithmetical operations in the C language. Okay, further with our tutorials you will be able to do the scanning F for the value of a and b, taking values of a and b from the users and then uh, operating different operators here and then providing the outputs. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial. Now next tutorial we are going to study into some other operators like unary operator and other arithmetical logical operators. Okay, so this much till this video. If you like it, please don't forget to like, share and comment, and do subscribe our video to us to follow more and make such good tutorials again and again. Thank you.